Welcome into the CHGO White Sox pregame show presented by PointsBet. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Welcome into Studio A of our CHGO offices here in the West Loop of Chicago. We are excited to bring you the pregame show previewing the 4th game of a 4-game series between the Guardians and the White Sox. The White Sox are 42-45, looking to get to 2 games under 500. It's Lucas Giolito versus Aaron Savale. The crew, I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. Alongside me is Vinnie Duber. He is the CHGO White Sox beat writer. You can follow him on Twitter at Vinnie Duber. And the man in the middle is Herb Lawrence.
Hello.
Follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. He's the CHGO White Sox community leader. What's up, Mr. C? Thank you for joining us in the live chat. He's asking what's up. Well, Toronto's making a managerial change. Earlier on, I was taking out the recycling and checked my notifications, and Jeff Passan.
So green. You're so green.
Oh, thank you so much.
Always recycling.
All those aluminum cans that I be drinking pop out of.
All that vanilla Coke that you're always drinking.
Hey, it's zero sugar. It's good for you. Jeff Passan blew up my phone.
Passan.
Yeah, it's not.
It's the European pronunciation, I think.
Passan. If the playoffs started today, the Toronto Blue Jays would be in. The White Sox would be not. The Blue Jays are 1.5 games out of the top wild card spot in the American League. That wasn't enough to save Charlie Montoyo's job. Bad losses and questions in the clubhouse about leadership were a devastating combination. I saw those, really just that last sentence, and laughed, just because the White Sox also have had bad losses. And recently on Sunday, now rumors of poor leadership in the clubhouse have been coming out. So I know, talking about firing the manager is something that we love. Also, I just noticed you matched your shoes and the shirt. So shout out, Vinny, for the matching the Hendricks shirt with the shoes. But I just found it funny that, other teams making this decision to move on from Charlie Montoyo, and Tony La Russa still has his job. Were you surprised by this at all?
No, not at all. I mean, that's Canada. That's how they do it up there. You got to have a vaccine shot to go up there as an American. It's fine. They have expectations. Mark Shapiro has expectations of competing. That's why he went out and got Kevin Gausman. That's why he solidified this offense as he has. And so if he believes that Charlie Montoyo's not getting the best out of his players, it's his prerogative to release him. And they replaced him with the guy that won a minor league championship with, I think, 4 of the members of the team, including Vlad Jr. and Bo Bichette. So maybe those rumors are true that Vladdy and other players didn't think that Montoyo was leading them into the right direction. I saw a thing on Twitter today that Vladdy thought should have been a challenge of a play. Montoyo didn't, so they disagreed, and Montoyo gets the last say there. So that was maybe the last straw where he's not listening to his star player there. Our guy KPW is not here, and he could give us a little bit more insight. But I'm not surprised that other teams are doing what needs to be done to get them to a championship level, or at least to what they think is to a championship level. We have a different team here. I've already spoken about how I think it's different and how I don't think it's right. But, I don't necessarily think it's apples to apples.
Well, in discussing this topic, I know you've always said, well, if you fire Tony La Russa, who are you going to replace him with? The Blue Jays obviously had someone in mind. I think that if they were to fire Tony La Russa, it would be Miguel Cairo. I think that would be the sense. I don't know if you'd have any insight into that, but...
No, I mean, again, there's nobody just sitting there waiting to be the manager. So, I mean, I think what Herb just said, it's not an apples-to-apples comparison. The main reason it's not an apples-to-apples comparison is because the Blue Jays are above 500. I mean, the Blue Jays are a fine team in playoff position. Do they expect to be better than they are? Yeah. It doesn't mean they can't be better than they are. I think I was reading they've got a very soft couple of series coming up here. They play a Royals team that's going to be down like 15 guys because none of them are vaccinated.
They play 4 games against them, too.
Yeah, and then they've got the Rangers, I think, right after the All-Star break. So, I mean, that's a bad team, too. So, I mean...
What a home field advantage, too, just to eliminate half the team.
Well, I mean, when it's the Royals, how much does half the team really matter? But
it's true.
Zing. But yeah, I mean, listen, the White Sox and the Blue Jays are in 2 different situations. The Blue Jays are in the better situation. I don't think you could argue. That being said, I mean, listen, when you have a team that is not performing the way that you think it should be performing, as we've talked about for many, many weeks now, the buck stops at the manager's desk. And if the front office in Toronto believed that it was too much, they had seen enough, then they can go ahead and make that move. As we were talking about yesterday, though, doesn't mean it's going to be the right move. You know what I mean? I mean, you could see what happened out in Anaheim to try to save the Angels season. Firing Joe Madden did not do it. You can look to Philadelphia to see what firing Joe Girardi did to try to save the Phillies season. The Phillies are not a bad team. They're over 500, I believe. But in the division that they're playing in, they might as well be under 500 because they don't really have a shot at winning that division with how good some of the other teams there are. In the AL Central, the White Sox can still win the division. The Blue Jays can't win the division. The Angels can't win the division. The Phillies can't win the division. The White Sox can. Is that an argument for keeping Tony La Russa around? Maybe not. Is that an argument for saying that they have not been the most disappointing team in baseball? It certainly isn't, because I think everybody would probably agree that they have been. It's not really the same situation because, you know, we've heard speculation from a lot of different areas that Tony La Russa is not on the hot seat necessarily. I also would counter with, you know, what you brought up earlier. Does firing Tony La Russa change everything instantly? I don't know if it does. I don't know if you can say the same thing about Charlie Montoyo being gone in Toronto. So he wasn't the guy taking the at-bats. The offense is not scoring runs because he is out there failing. But the buck stops where it stops, and there you go.
It's odd to see, and you mentioned it. The buck stops at the manager's desk, and the manager of the White Sox spoke today about accountability. He was talking out to Daryl Van Schouwen, Lamont Pope. Who else is out there?
Merkin's out there too, I believe.
Out there as well. And Tony asked about if he self-evaluates. He said, "You always do. It never stops. If you're preaching accountability for the players, you better start with yourself. I think our record should be better, so I should manage better." So I think White Sox fans should at least be happy hearing that. And he also continued saying, "I literally want to win as much as I ever have, as much in my life. So if we can't get above 500, and we haven't, this hasn't been fun, but I still respect and admire what's going on in the clubhouse and how we keep pushing, and I believe it's coming." That's what we've been hearing from the Sox, is that it's on the horizon, that the back of the baseball card will show up at some point this year. So, I feel it doesn't feel like there's a sense of urgency, just a sense of hope, I guess.
Well, I mean, that's a hard word to define, urgency. You know what I mean? And
I mean, if they started winning today, I don't think they'd be upset.
Right. And also, too, like, did you see a sense of urgency in a game they won 7-0? You know what I mean? I feel like everybody always complains about a lack of urgency when they don't play well, which has been a lot this year. Nobody really goes, "Oh man, they really weren't urgent, but they still hit 3 home runs and Dylan Cease was amazing." You know, like it kind of goes that way. None of the stuff that I saw there in those words from Tony La Russa struck me as new. I think a lot of people have made up their mind about Tony La Russa and have assigned him characteristics that they want to assign him. From my vantage point, there's no reason to ever accuse him of not caring. There's no reason to ever accuse him of not wanting to win. This is a guy who literally took the job because he talked about being in the front office as torture. He wants to be in the dugout so bad. His daily mood is determined by the outcome of the game, so much so that it's sometimes hard to talk to him after a game when they lose. So that is something that definitely should never be in question. Certainly, you know, this is baseball. Criticize the in-game decision-making all you want, but don't assign somebody a personality trait that you just think they have because the team lost.
I think Tony, like all of us, want the White Sox that we have thought before the season were going to show up. They haven't. I was going to say the real White Sox to show up, but as we've played 80-plus games, the real White Sox have showed up. This is who they are. So maybe we've assigned them something that was on us, and we gave them an unfair thing, like they should be better than they are. But maybe that's who they are, and that's what Tony is saying. Like, yeah, we're the good winning is coming because I could see better at bats. I could see more offense. I could see pitchers doing their job a little bit better, and then I have to manage better. So once we put this all together, you'll see the team that we envisioned, what you envisioned out there, winning games and taking over this division and maybe being one of the best teams in the American League. I would not hold my breath or put any money on that, but that's what I got from that quote, that Tony thinks that real team is coming eventually.
And that has been echoed by, like Sean said, everybody. I mean, that's what Rick Hahn has said. That's what every player in that clubhouse has said. And I'll also tell you this, too. I don't think anybody assigned them unfair expectations. I mean, this was a World Series caliber roster, and it has not played World Series caliber baseball by a long shot.
Well, and they've said, too, I mean, that was the expectation. I mean, they also set those high expectations. Rick Hahn said famously, ask me after the parade. I mean, that is the idea and the goal for this organization was.
And they weren't alone.
Yeah.
They weren't, standing there talking crazy talk in March. I think the preseason prognosticators, the three of us included, all thought that they were capable of such things.
95 wins was my prediction, so this has just been completely shocking. And two, I mean, I understand the idea of maybe this is turning around because Eloy, although the results really haven't been there just as yet, but it seems to be like he's comfortable. Looks like he's hitting the ball hard, so it feels like results should come around soon enough for Eloy. And Yasmani Grandal looks a lot healthier than he did before. Yes, it's against AAA and AA pitching, but I think right now down in the minor leagues, he's got a 429 average, a 692 on base percentage, an 857 slugging. That's a lot better than what he was doing.
Yazzie ball game down there hitting 400.
Seriously.
Matthew Cortese loves your shirt. The season's like Jimmy's song "Manic Depression." I've never heard of this. It's a good one.
Okay. That's a good one. Yeah.
He's a good tune. You get good artists there. Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix, he's okay.
He's decent. He's all right.
I've heard of him.
I am frustrated. That was one of my questions to Liam Hendricks when in the introductory press conference when they signed him was, is your walkout music going to be Jimi Hendrix? And he decided to stick with his kind of 8 songs playing at once that he's got going on there.
Yeah, I don't really love any White Sox.
None of them is Men at Work or In Excess. It's a loss.
AC/DC jumps to mind as well.
You guys got that one. Okay.
And they have to be Australian because he's Australian.
Exactly.
I mean, hey, Jake Berger's got a great walk-up song.
What was Jake Berger's?
Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I do like Matt Foster with Rob Zombie. I think
that's
Dragula.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot. It's intense.
It fits. For some reason, it fits the game of baseball.
Intense.
When I was in San Francisco, I went past Jimi Hendrix's house. Now it's a dog grooming place.
A dog grooming place.
Very weird.
Let's go to exactly this, Steven. I talked about Eloy. I was trying to make a nice little segue because you're all good. It's been 5 years. It's the 5-year anniversary since Dylan Cease, Eloy Jimenez, Matt Rose, famous White Sox legend, and Bryant Fleet were acquired from the Cubs for left-handed pitcher Jose Quintana. Where were you guys at 10:24 a.m. on July 13th, 2017, when the Thanks Cubs trade happened?
I was sitting in the office at NBC Sports Chicago, working on the desk. I believe I might have been the person who got the newser up. If memory serves, there was a company outing that day on a boat on Lake Michigan, and I think I had something after my shift, and I decided not to go on the boat. So I just worked my shift regularly, and I was like the only person that wasn't on the boat. And so I had a lot to do on the website that day, obviously. I remember the great Dan Hayes, who now covers the Minnesota Twins. He kind of had an inkling at the time something was coming, and he called me and was like, I'm gonna take a nap, but if something happens, know that you can wake me up. So that was fun.
Nice.
I literally came back from Denver watching the White Sox play versus the Rockies. Quintana had his last start as a White Sox out there, and then I saw this trade. I was like, baby. Firstly, as a Quintana guy, I was like, finally he gets to go to a team that is competing. The Cubs will do well with him, and he'll do awesome with the Cubs. Let's see. Dylan Cease, I've heard of him. He's all right. But this Eloy Jimenez is going to be the star. And Brian Flitty, we get that, man. Brian Flitty? Man, that's the star of the trade right there.
Yeah.
So I was very happy that we got those players because I knew the rebuild was on. I was anxiously waiting for Chris Sale to get traded, which happened eventually. But, yeah, that was a great trade by Rick Hahn. I do not disparage Theo for making that trade. Jose Quintana was a top of the AL pitcher that year, and of course he faltered in Chicago on the north side. But I'm always a cute guy, and this trade has worked out well for the White Sox as we got a Cy Young contender for years to come.
And hopefully a guy who can hit 30 home runs at some point again in his career. So, I think that it's a good debate to have whether the Chris Sale trade is better or the Jose Quintana trade is better, because both of them have been pretty good for the White Sox. But I think just looking at the Quintana one, I remember I was a classic college kid who had a summer break, so I was waking up at 10:30, so I was late to this news. I woke up to this news. It was fantastic news to wake up to. I mean, Jose Quintana was a great White Sox, and I wanted to see him actually have something to play for in his career. Didn't work out well for the Cubs and Quintana, but still, I thought it was such a win-win trade at the moment, so I really can't bash what Theo did, because I thought it made sense, and I loved Jose Quintana on the White Sox, so why would I dislike him on the Cubs?
Yeah. You were waking up at 10:30, getting ready. If you're anything like me, like in college, waking up at 10:30, getting ready for TNT to show a rerun of Las Vegas at 11.
Las Vegas, wow.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember what I was
Second semester of my freshman year of college, I had all my classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I had 3 days off a week as in addition to the weekend. So I would sleep till like 10:30, wake up every day, watch Las Vegas on TNT.
I love that.
That's the guy who was married to Fergie, right? Was the main character?
Josh, whatever,
Duhamel.
however
Yeah.
you pronounce that, yeah.
Yeah.
Big Las Vegas guy.
A lot, yeah, I watched a lot of Las Vegas.
I mean, I was going to crack on him for his Las Vegas thing, but I would watch Dawson's Creek in college. So.
Oh, no.
Dawson's Creek was awesome, guys. Pacey? Joey? Pacey, Joshua Jackson.
You just reading,
I think
listing character names
I think
for
I know
Dawson's
2
Creek.
people
Jen?
from that show, and it's not that guy.
Dawson?
Dawson is one of them, right?
I know Dawson and
Pacey's the one who had sex with his teacher.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. Joshua Jackson is, if you guys don't remember, Mighty Ducks.
From the Mighty Ducks, yeah.
Charlie?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Charlie?
I've seen the Mighty Ducks, haven't seen Dawson's
You don't know who
Creek.
Charlie Conway is? Jesus
I do
Christ.
know who Charlie Conway
That's
is. But
Joshua Jackson, the actor who
right.
played Pacey on Dawson's Creek.
I know Dawson, and I know
Creek.
Yeah, I know Katie Holmes, and I know, again, Dawson.
I think
who's Dawson?
It's James Vanderbeek.
Yeah, James
I
Vanderbeek.
Don't Want Your Life. Varsity Blues.
Oh,
Okay.
I know that's a movie.
And there was the best actor was the Jen girl, who eventually got married to, I think, Heath Ledger.
Wow.
And she was in Brokeback Mountain. I think she won an Oscar for that.
This is
Michelle
quite-
Williams.
Oh, Michelle. I thought you said Jen.
Jen, that's her name in the show.
Herb watched a lot of this show.
Dawson's Creek was awesome. F all you guys.
Jesus Shuttleworth says it's for preteen girls.
And people in college.
And Herb Lawrence, yeah.
in Lawrence.
Let's just be honest. It was no Las Vegas.
I'm saying no, it was no Las Vegas. I can't shame Herb. Herb, I'm someone who has watched all of the Gilmore Girls, Sex and the City, and Real Housewives of New York. So
that last one sucks.
It's not
Two
true.
of those 3 are excusable.
Absolutely not true. Let's go to the
Real
starting
Housewives.
Sox here and look at the White Sox starting lineup. Leading off for the White Sox, kind of surprisingly, Tim Anderson at shortstop.
Unusual.
Well, Tony said, I think it was on Monday, that if Tim was going to play both of the doubleheaders, he wasn't going to play today. And then I think he saw Aaron Savale and the fact that he has a 147 or a 1400 OPS versus Savale said, "Baby, let's go."
I think what was strange was him playing yesterday at all. Tony kind of gave the indication like Tim might have sat through both games of the doubleheader so he could play the rest of the way leading up to the All-Star break. Kind of, I thought that's kind of what the idea, but it wasn't super elaborated on, so that's okay. But yeah, he definitely said if he's going to play Tuesday, he's not going to play Wednesday. Well, here he is playing Wednesday. Also, that was said before he had that off day on Sunday. Maybe they decided that Sunday game was when they were going to sit him, but we'll see. Maybe he doesn't play all 4 against Minnesota. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe he sits out that actual Sunday game, so then he has Sunday, Monday, and then plays Tuesday, and then has Wednesday off. We'll see, but definitely interesting to see Tim Anderson in the lineup. Maybe that's some unspoken leadership. We don't know. Batting second, Yohan Moncada, playing third base, and I like how the bat is touching third base. Thank you, Steven. Batting third, Luis Robert out in center field. Batting fourth, Jose Abreu at first base. Batting fifth, Eloy Jimenez in left field. Batting sixth, Andrew Vaughn at designated hitter. Batting seventh, A.J. Pollock in right field. Batting eighth, Josh Harrison at second base. And batting nine, Sebi Zavala at catcher. Herb, I hate to be a lineup-ista and picking out certain things here, but Andrew Vaughn batting sixth, Yohan Moncada batting second. I definitely blinked twice.
I mean, in Yohan Moncada breaks up all that right-handedness. Like, it's a bunch of right-handers all throughout the lineup with their White Sox. And this, you can argue, is their best 9 lineup currently going. So I don't mind Andrew Vaughn hitting 6. Yes, I would like him up closer to the top of the lineup, but if it's Yohan Moncada, who's the guy we're seeing is more the guy that I envision him to be, I would love him batting second right behind Timmy. Gets on base, gets in front of Luis Robert, and I would just wonder, the only thing I would wonder is why no Gavin Sheets in there instead of Pollock, but hell, beggars can't be choosers. It's fine. It's versus right-hander Savali. I think Tony thinks that he can crush this guy, and all the White Sox who are in the lineup can crush this guy. So I'm fine with the lineup. And, yeah, Andrew Vaughn should be higher in the lineup, but I'm not going to be picky about that.
You definitely get the sense that they're like, all right, Moncada is about to – he's on the way to figuring this out. And I think this is a way to make sure that he stays in that mode. And – Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, but certainly Moncada has been showing a lot more positive signs lately than he was for the vast majority of his season prior.
And the numbers aren't bad for Moncada versus Savale, batting .400, .474, slugging .467 for an OPS of .940. And I do like Dan Payton saying TA is going to hit a home run tonight. Like I said, TA probably saw that Savale was on the mound and remembered that he has 5 extra base hits out of 7 hits off of Savale. So I think he likes seeing Savale. He's hitting .412 against him. He is also getting on base .412, not shocking for Tim Anderson, who doesn't walk. And he is slugging 1,000 against Savale, so 1,400 OPS for Tim Anderson. So it should be a good night for the White Sox against Savale, you'd hope. Andrew Vaughn also 0 for 2 lifetime against Savale, so again, maybe that's why he's batting 6. And it's been a little rough stretch here for Andrew Vaughn. He's looking to kind of get back on the horse where he was in mid-June. Let's look at the Cleveland starting 9 tonight. Leading off for them is Stephen Kwan.
Even found a picture of him playing baseball.
Mario Super Sluggers. That's
wow.
where I looked.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Wow.
Batting second, Ahmed Rosario playing shortstop. Batting third, Jose Ramirez at third base. Batting fourth, Josh Naylor at first base, a.k.a. Wario. Batting fifth, Franmil Reyes playing designated hitter. Batting sixth, Nolan Jones out in right field. Batting seventh, Owen Miller at second base. Batting eighth, Austin Hedges doing the catching. And batting ninth, Miles Straw in center field. Your guy Wario out there.
Yeah, that's a nice job by Steven. And this lineup, like I said yesterday, top to bottom, while you don't see a lot except for Jose Ramirez and Wario there, and I know my man Franmil has been hitting as of late, no real eye-popping guys out there besides those 3. But all those guys get on base, they hit the ball, they take the extra base. It's a very, very balanced team. You can see why they're winning more games than they're losing currently. So, yeah, I am not as scared of this team except for the 3 and 4 hitters. But Lucas Giolito has a test on his hands tonight getting those people out.
Were you guys Nintendo guys? Were you guys Xbox guys? Were you guys PlayStation guys?
Well, here's the thing. You're showing your age with that
Yes,
question.
very much so.
N64 all the way when I was a youngster.
That
Can you-
still is like, that has withstood the test of time. I'll still play the N64 Yoda Party.
A little Golden Gun.
Oh,
yeah,
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye.
but yeah.
GoldenEye.
Yeah, I
thanks,
get the Golden Gun.
Thanks, Boomer.
Super Smash
Yeah, I'm
Brothers.
I played ColecoVision, Atari 2600.
Hell is that?
It's old, delicious games.
You didn't just go to the arcade?
And yes, we did go
All
to the
those
arcade.
quarters?
I don't know if you guys did. You go to the arcade ever, Sean?
I've gone to an arcade. Like I went to Chuck E. Cheese a lot when I was a kid.
Not the arcade.
A lot, huh?
Yeah. But my Aunt Jean was a big Chuck E. Cheese.
Aunt Jean loved Chuck E.
She
Cheese.
loved Chuck E. Cheese. Aunt Jean loved the Chuck E. Cheese.
How about
we used to go
Showbiz
bowling
Pizza?
on New Year's Eve.
How about Showbiz Pizza? Where
I was
a kid can be a kid.
Yeah, it was way too early for Showbiz Pizza.
Did you guys ever go to that damn gorilla and that bear playing music and shit? The animatronic band?
Yeah, that was just Chuck E. Cheese.
No. Showbiz Pizza. They were like scary as fuck. Like you're a 7-year-old kid on your birthday. They're like, come on
I
up.
thought
And
Showbiz Pizza turned into Chuck E. Cheese.
it did, but they had. But Chucky turned into the band. Like Chucky kicked those people out of the band. He's like, it's Chucky time. And if you look it up, Sean, and
I know it.
At the Showbiz Pizza band, they're scary as fuck. It's a big ass gorilla, a big ass bear, and like a rat. And they're like playing music, and they're like closing their eyes. It's so scary. I'm like, how did I go to Showbiz Pizza with these fucking people? There it is, Rockin' Fire Explosion Band. Oh my god, like they wanted to freak kids out, and it was freaky every time.
Yeah, I mean, this is terrifying. This is a terrifying animatronic.
Yes.
But yeah, they kept the gorilla. Ugh. Yeah, I mean it's not. I never
Still
liked.
They're just repurposed.
I never liked being in the Chuck E. Cheese theater.
Is he a mouse or a rat?
I think
Chuck E. Cheese.
I think he's a mouse.
A mouse.
But he's too big. I think he's too big to be a mouse.
I was gonna ask what is his middle name, and the guy says Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Yeah, it's Charles Entertainment Cheese. Oh, that's creepy.
Oh my god, that's guy.
That's terrifying.
Yes, Lawrence, thank you. Ugh.
I love that font too.
God.
That 70s font reminds me
Nightmares.
of Family Feud. There.
And then they had like 2 cheerleaders on the side singing, "Oh, Mickey, you're so pretty." You know, I'm old, 80s. That's what happened.
You're so fine.
Oh, Mickey, the song. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you said pretty. You don't even know the lyrics to Mickey.
I'm old. I have memory loss.
Tony, whatever
Stop messing
that
with me.
lady's
Stop
name,
being
right?
ageist,
Huh?
like
Basil?
you always are.
Is it
that
Tony?
right?
Oh yeah, Tony Basil.
Tony
yeah.
Basil?
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. Tony Basil is rolling in her grave. Sky points to
And
Tony
might,
Basil.
and might still be alive.
And not
Probably.
dead.
She's
I just
not
killed
that
her.
old.
I just killed her with my singing.
Anyways,
Sorry, Tony.
let's look at the starting pitching matchup. We got Lucas Giolito versus Aaron Savali. Oh, can either of you guys do a Wario impersonation?
I think you can.
Aye.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm gonna win.
Wario. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right,
a
not
lot of
bad.
Mario Kart.
Nice.
Played a lot of Mario Kart back in the
Did you
day.
choose him?
No, Yoshi.
princess?
I'm
Okay.
Yoshi all the way.
Okay.
Yoshi in Mario Kart, Yoshi in Super Smash Brothers, Yoshi in Mario Tennis, Yoshi in Mario Golf. Just Yoshi across the board.
Which is funny because you're kind of wearing, I mean, there is a little bit of red there, but you're also kind of wearing Wario colors right now with the purple and yellow. So,
sure.
but
More
yeah,
of a
go
Waluigi
Yoshi.
guy now.
Waluigi?
Yeah, that's the purple guy now.
Yeah.
he's
he
tall.
didn't
He's
come.
a tall
He
one,
didn't
yeah.
come around till Mario Tennis.
Correct.
Yeah. So yeah.
Need of those long arms.
Yeah.
Herb, who are you? You're Mario Kart.
I barely played Mario Kart. I was too old by then.
I was always a Donkey Kong guy.
Donkey Kong's great.
He's the fastest one. That's
Donkey
the best
Kong
one.
64 played a lot of that game back in the day.
I played an N64 once. I was at
You played an N64
I played
once.
N64 once.
Boomer.
And I played Mario 64, and I could not figure it out. I could not get into the castle. I was just outside the castle the entire time. It was at my mom's coworker's house, and it was her kid's game. I had no idea how to figure it out. It was
Get outta
real
here.
brutal.
Get outta here.
Anyways,
Sean,
let's look
there's a
at,
front door. You just go through the front door.
I tried, Steven. It wasn't working, and
Knock
I got
on it.
caught in like the underneath the bridge and everything. Anyways, let's look at the starting pitching matchup. Lucas Giolito in 82 innings pitched this year, a 5.05 ERA. Shout out Arctic Monkeys. 87 hits allowed, 97 strikeouts, and 31 walks surrendered, and an ERA plus of 79. That's not good. The MLB average is 100. Aaron Savali hasn't been better. 53 innings pitched, a 6.28 ERA, 62 hits allowed, 51 struck out, and 15 walks surrendered, an ERA plus of 61. But let's talk about Lucas Giolito versus the Guardians because he has been glamorous versus the Guardians since 2019. In 9 games, he has 59 innings pitched, 39 hits allowed, 6 earned runs, 20 walks, 70 Ks, an ERA of .92, a whip of 1, and the Guardians are slashing 188, 259, 285. Herb, I would say that's ungood.
I mean, for the Guardians.
Yeah, for the Guard, it's great for Gio.
Wow. You put up the numbers last night, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, I don't remember him just being this dominant versus the Guardians, but those numbers are phenomenal. I'm sure the Guardians are worried today that Lucas is going out and shovel again. Sometimes you just have a good feeling about a team. You see them and you're like, okay, this is time for me to crush them. I remember Gavin Floyd back in the day where it was just average versus everybody else, and he saw the Tigers, and he would just dominate them every single time. This is the height of the Tigers, with Miguel winning Triple Crowns, and he would say, okay, cool, here's 9 innings, Gavin Floyd. Now, Lucas is a little bit better than Gavin Floyd was, so it's very surprising that he has his numbers versus a team that has dominated the White Sox in the last couple of years.
Yeah, and I mean, Gio, too, started that whole thing. I mean, this was kind of the start of his career, was when he was great against the Guardians in May. In his first 5 games in 2019, he had an ERA of 5.32, and then his 8 starts after that, and starting with that Cleveland start where he went 7 innings, throwing a shutout and only allowing 3 hits, he had an ERA of 0.94 in the next 8 starts. So that was kind of the start of the Giolito that we now know. He's trying to find that rhythm now, but Giolito kind of got a start against the Guardians. So I don't know. I mean, maybe this is a nice place for him to return to, just because that was such a turnaround for his career.
Yeah, I mean, I said it last night, and I'll say it again. We're about to find out how big the White Sox think this series is, because they've got their big game pitcher on the mound in Lucas Giolito. He gets up for these games against the Twins and the Astros and the Rays and the Brewers. They keep saying this is crunch time. This is the crucial stretch for them. You got your big game guy on the mound in a game, obviously we're far from must-win territory here, but it's a big game. So it's a big game in a big stretch, in a big series, in a big spot for a team that really needs to take off. Lucas Giolito is the guy who could get up for these games. If he goes out and shoves tonight, that's a big step in the right direction.
And looking back at the quote from Tony pregame, I mean, obviously they have at least a goal to get to 500. Maybe take things slow, but I mean that is at least their aim right now. So if we can't get above 500, and we haven't, this hasn't been fun. So we know they're looking to have more fun. So this is definitely a big game in that sense. Obviously you're still trying to achieve that goal and get back to a little bit of a stable ground here. Let's talk about who's going to win, and let's get our pick to clicks.
I love Dave Arista, but he's blaspheming, saying that Big Hurt Baseball is better than King Griffey Jr. Baseball and Super Nintendo. That's ridiculous. I'm gonna go
MLB The Show.
Make your along with our click to pick. Make your click to pick best baseball video game. Go ahead, Herb.
I'm going to go with RBI Baseball, especially if you're at the Pizza Hut. You're crushing home runs out there. John Tudor's on the bump. You're playing with the Cardinals. That's the only thing I like about the Cardinals.
Having to go somewhere to play video games. What a foreign concept.
Weird.
I'm old as hell. Today, you guys have switched off on who you're going to pick every single 5 seconds. I think the White Sox are going to win. I think they're going to win 5-1. After seeing those numbers with Lucas Giolito doing, I'm going to pick the White Sox 5-1. And who did I pick as my click to pick? I went with Luis Robert, so I can wear the chain. I got the 88 chain over there. I made a little rule that I can only wear the chain after the game if Luis Robert is my click to pick, and then he wins click to pick.
And you were talking about Pantera coming back. So
Pantera is coming back after a 20-year hiatus.
Vinny, what's your pick?
My click to pick, as you just saw on the graphic, is A.J. Pollock. And, of course, as Connor pointed out, the all-time greatest baseball video game is MVP Baseball 2005 for PlayStation the second. There's
PlayStation Junior.
There's MVP Baseball 2005, then there's about 6 Miles, and then there's all other baseball video games. So
bases loaded?
No, Vinny's 100% right on this. MVP 05.
I would disagree. You
can disagree all you want. You're still wrong.
Here's the thing. I do agree with you, but okay, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Period.
There you go. Right. Exactly.
What were you going to say?
I shamed you into it.
So I do think the show is a better franchise, and I think that it's a real great modern representation of baseball, and I think it is so authentic to the game that
it's hard to play.
You really. Well, because baseball is hard to play.
Right, exactly. I want it to be easy.
But also, have you played MVP Baseball 2005 recently? Because the sliders in that game move ridiculously.
Yeah, of course.
So I don't know, but I do love it when you guess the right pitch location and then just mash.
Oh yeah, obviously.
But
the only one that I would come close to. We talk about the N64 All-Star Baseball, which used to have Jeter every year. Jeter was on the cover. So hard to play because you had to guess with the cursor in real time where the pitch was going to go. But Pedro Martinez had a screwball that literally would do this.
What do you have?
It's a screwball.
Oh, wow. We've got the audio now.
You missed
That's
it.
excellent.
Yeah, Scooble pitched. So we played the whole thing.
Tremendous. All right. A.J. Pollock, Sox win with Giolito, pitching well. There you go.
All right. I'm going to go Andrew Vaughn. I should have picked Tim Anderson, but I went Andrew Vaughn. I was real flip-floppy there, but we're going to go Andrew Vaughn today. And I think the White Sox win 8-3, and we'll see if that comes true. I would throw out also Slugfest. We didn't mention Slugfest. Slugfest was a great baseball game. 2K6 was a great game. I saw that out there as well.
Baseball Stars Law?
And Backyard Baseball. Fantastic game.
What? I'm asking. I don't know what that is.
It was on Nintendo.
Yeah, I don't.
There was 8 teams.
8 teams.
Can you even hear Lawrence right now?
I can hear him. That's good enough for us.
People can't, but
He's going to boost Vinny's mic as loud as it can go
There
to
you
pick
go.
him up. Thank you for letting us know about baseball stars, Lawrence. But that's going to do it for the CHGO White Sox pregame show. We got a game to watch. It's about to start in a minute. That's Vinnie Duber. Follow him on Twitter at Vinnie Duber. That's Herb Lawrence. You can follow him on Twitter at Ecknerwall23. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. You can follow the show on Twitter at CHGO_White Sox. Thank you for giving us your favorite baseball games in the comments and watching us on the pregame show. Join us after the final out is made on the CHGO White Sox postgame show. Go White Sox.